What is going on, YouTube? My name is Randy, and you are watching the Randy Talks Mets channel. Guys, what's up, what's up, what's up? Let's get right into this video, guys. The Mets have hit rock bottom. The Mets are on a 7-game losing streak. It is unbelievable to me that this was one of the best teams in all of baseball literally months ago. And now they're 63-55. That is not good. That is not where you want to be if you're the New York Mets. You're 5.5 games of the division back to the Phillies. It is an awful, awful time right now to be a Met fan. And then you got the wild card. And the wild card right now, the Cincinnati Reds are 1.5 games back from the New York Mets. It is unbelievable that this is even something I am even talking about. Because what the hell? What happened with this team? Where's the energy? Where's the passion? How did this happen? It's unbelievable to me. And then you get to the 7-game losing streak. And the way they're losing games, they're making mistakes, they're making errors. They are not playing well. They're not scoring runs. And then when they score runs, the bullpen blows the game. We're going to get to that. But just in overall, this is not where you want to be if you're the New York Mets. The New York Mets had expectations this year. The New York Mets, when they got Juan Soto, was supposed to be the expectation to win the division. And now you're trying to get in the third wild card spot. I'm not talking about the first wild card spot. I'm not talking about the second wild card spot. I am talking about the third wild card spot. That is an awful, it's awful. It's so bad. It's just not good. And the fact that the New York Mets were one of the best teams in all of baseball months ago, it is crazy to me how they got here. Like, where has the pitching, obviously, in the beginning of the season, they were carrying the Mets. And you saw that the Mets weren't scoring a lot of runs. But they will get by because the pitching would be so good and the bullpen would be good. And then, obviously, the pitching got worse. There was injuries. There was a lot of adversity that the Mets had to deal with. And then, unfortunately, the bullpen wasn't good. And then they just started losing more games. They weren't hitting. And it's like the hitters, they got exposed. The top four, Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor, Alonso, Soto, all these guys, not providing runs for the team, not hitting with runners in scoring position. It's crazy. It's so mind-blowing that they are in this position right now. And where is the New York Mets, the expectations? Where are those New York Mets that were supposed to win the division? I don't know where they are. But now they're trying to get, basically now they're in the third spot in the wild card. That is not where you want to be if you're the New York Mets. You still got 7 games with the Phillies. My expectation for the New York Mets before the season started was for them to win the division. And now, it doesn't look like they are. Now, we got a lot more games to play. But if they keep playing the way they're playing, they're not going anywhere. They might not even go to the playoffs. And it's crazy to even say that. It's crazy. Because this is one of the best, this was one of the best teams in all of baseball. Unbelievable. The New York Mets. Now the Cincinnati Reds are 1.5 games back. And then you got the St. Louis Cardinals who are 3.5 games back. But the Reds are right on their tail. This is a big disappointment for the New York Mets. They got to turn this around. But we got to talk about how did they blow that game yesterday? We got to talk about it. Thank you for watching, guys. Let's get right into this here. And we got to talk about the bullpen. The bullpen. The Mets finally get a 6-5 lead. They work with small ball. They bunt the ball. You know, they try to do something different. They try to steal bases. They get the lead. It was a 5-run lead. And then It's 6-5. Sean Manaea allows 4 runs. Reed Garrett allows a run. It's 6-5. Horrible from the New York Mets. But they got it set up. They got the bullpen the way they want it. Tyler Rogers goes in the 7th, gives them a nice inning. He got out of trouble, but he still didn't allow a run. Then Ryan Helsley comes in. One of the most nastiest relief pitchers there is. A guy that throws 103 miles per hour. A guy that throws 102, 101. He throws very hard. He has a nice slider. And he allows a run. On 2 outs to Joey Ortiz, who hits a ball right past the right field corner here. So the Mets give up the lead. And Ryan Helsley gives up the lead for the New York Mets. So the game is 6-6. It's 2 outs. Edwin Diaz comes in. And he's wild. He throws a wild pitch. And there's 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. Then there's a ball hit to the right, and Pete Alonso makes a nice play. So the Mets, 6-6. 6-6 is tied. They can't do nothing in the 9th. They couldn't score a run. And here comes the bottom of the 9th. Edwin Diaz, back out. Throws a hanging slider to Isaac Collins. And the game is over. They hit it to right field, and it's a home run. A walk-off home run for Isaac Collins. I mean, you can't make it up. With this team. This is unbelievable. It's horrible. It's horrible as a Met fan to even talk about, to watch. And I haven't been feeling confident about the New York Mets these days. I haven't. The way they're playing baseball, they're not playing good baseball. You had opportunities to win games, and they just couldn't do it. There's been errors. Even when they score 6 runs, the bullpen can't. The super bullpen that everybody wants to talk about. The amazing bullpen. I love this bullpen. I still do. And they finally got the lead. They finally gave the bullpen the lead. And guess what? They cough it up. So, I mean, honestly, horrible to watch. But it is what it is. It's very unfortunate. But, man. And what I really hate about this game is the fact how I saw some fight. I saw some energy. I saw them trying to do things differently. And it still didn't work. Crazy to me. And the last thing I want to talk about, because the last thing we have to talk about right here is a huge problem with the New York Mets. A huge problem. Over their last 52 to 53 games, only one pitcher, has completed 6 innings or more. Only one starting pitcher. And guess who that is? It's David Peterson. Who's done it like 8 times already. That is crazy to me. That none of these guys, Sean Manaea coming back from injury, Frankie Montas, Senga, Clay Holmes, Griffin Canning, McGill, all these guys. Just in general, but Griffin Canning, obviously, McGill was injured. But Guys that are on the roster right now. Clay Holmes. Frankie Montas, who's absolute trash. Absolute trash. I mean, Senga. Showman, I can't get you 6 innings or more. That is not a recipe for success. It's not. You're asking so much from the bullpen every single night. I mean, what a disappointment. What a disappointment this season has become for the New York Mets. But Sean Manaea, 4 innings, 4 runs allowed, struggling against the Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers, maybe the Mets ran into a hot-ass team. Maybe they did. Maybe they ran into a hot team. But the fact that you couldn't win 1 game and you got swept? I mean, come on. So this was such a disappointment. But the Mets, they got to fix this, man. They got to get this together. They got to find a way for the starting pitchers to go deeper. And if it is bringing the kids up, Nolan McLean, Brandon Sproat, then bring the kids up. Bring the kids up. Because I'm tired. I am tired of our pitching not getting the job done. They're not. So this is why the Mets are on a 7-game losing streak. This is why the record is 63-55. 63-55. I mean, what? Horrible, horrible, horrible job by the New York Mets. You got a day off today, and then you go to Citi Field to face the Atlanta Braves. You got to show up. You got to win those games. You got to play hard. You got to find a way to win the games. Find a way to win these series, because this is not going to get easier. You got the Braves. You got the Tigers. It's not going to get easier. We know how the Braves are with the New York Mets. They always want to beat us. Man, the Mets got to be better. They got to be better. Let's go Mets. If you enjoyed the video, definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, subscribe. My name is Randy. Thank you for watching. The Mets suck.